Sharon? Sharon? You do know that it's recording, right?
Yes, of that I am aware.
Then why are you still reading?
Just let me finish this chapter.
I don't believe this. You finally get an opportunity to work on your answers and you'd rather read.
Don't put words in my mouth. I just want to finish this chapter. That does not mean that I would rather read than record. In fact, if you hadn't questioned my actions, I'd be done by now. So who's the bad guy here, really? I think it's you.
You're getting more irritating by the day. Break is definitely rubbing off on you.
Don't insinuate that Break is irritating.
Don't defend an argument that you don't actually believe in.
Well, yes, he is pretty irksome, isn't he?
Exactly.
Well, now that you've won this petty argument, go over there and feel victorious whilst I finish the chapter.
All right, but don't take too long. You're wasting the time of the listeners.
You could always chop this part out.
But I like your videos being authentic without edits.
Says the person that once purposely transposed my voice so that I sounded like a small child and posted the result in a YouTube answer.
I wouldn't say small child. I think it was more chipmunk.
Please, could you just be quiet?
What?
Look! Look, look!
Then move your hand out of the way.
They kissed! They finally kissed!
Is that good?
Good? It's excellent! Just look at the beautiful illustration.
Yes, I can see that.
Such a stunning moment. Facial expression says it all.
I thought your novels contained words, not pictures.
Oh, the illustrations help to provide the reader with a visual representation of the scene. Gosh, don't judge me for reading a book with images.
I wasn't judging, I was just making a point, Sharon.
And look at his arms.
Pardon?
Look at them. Look at his arms. They're wonderful.
His arms are wonderful.
Yes, you see it too.
No, I didn't say
the way
that,
he holds on to her so protectively, like he'll never let her go, but not so restricting that you can't see the softness, the tender embrace. It's perfect. It's perfection.
Are you calmer now? A little bit?
Yes, I'm quite all right. That was so exciting.
This question's pretty fitting, actually.
Oh? How so?
It's related to romance novels.
Why didn't you say so? I'd have been straight on that like tea in a cup.
You and your tea analogies.
When have I made tea analogies?
Do you seriously not remember saying, "Put that in your tea and drink it"?
Did I say that?
Yes, at the end of a rant, actually.
Are you sure? Did my followers remember it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one or two of them do. Look, I'll show you which answer it is later, but for now, just answer the question, please.
Yes, the question, show me! So, Anonymous has posted. What kind of romance novels are your favourite? Any suggestions? Oh, you, my friend, have come to just the right person. Let us start with the kind of romance novels that I like. Now, I assume by your wording that you mean the type of romance novel more so than actual distinct books. Does that make sense? I'll actually give you a title in the latter half of my response. Right, anyway, take notes. Why aren't you taking notes?
I'm supposed to be taking notes?
Yes!
All right!
So, as is the case with any book, it has to take into account certain specifications. You can't just read any old book with crude descriptions and call it a romance novel. Perish the thought! Criteria has to be met, and it has to be met well. These are the kind of novels that are my favourites. They have to contain a plausible plot, something to draw you in. If it cuts straight to the action, yeah, that's brilliant, but you've missed out on the emotions, the intensity of the build-up to that one moment. To throw it away, all for the sake of the physicality. It's ridiculous, you can't do that, it's practically cheating. Skipping the hard part and jumping straight into the kissing, just no, it's not allowed.
Stop flinging your arms about.
Apologies. But yes, I only read novels that fuel you with raw sentiment. Moving on, my favourite romance novels also almost always portray the woman as the dominant partner. What's wonderful is if they trick you, leading you to think that the handsome prince is the one in charge just because he initiated the passionate embrace, when all of a sudden he's tied to a chair wearing a collar and the lead, and the princess...
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Whoa?
Whoa!
Whoa?
What kind of books do you read?
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Tied to a... wearing a... Sharon?
I'm sorry, was the question directed at you? If my kind of book is not your cup of tea, then don't drink it. Oh look, another analogy. Ha ha ha. Anyway, again, my favourite romance novels have happy endings. I do enjoy some sad endings, especially since they can be more realistic, but a happy ending is a positive one, and it gives the reader hope that one day they'll be able to find their knight in shining armour. The ending has to complement the story as a whole. If the entirety of the novel is detailed and eloquent, but the final chapter is what can only be described as a plotline bullet dodge, I won't hesitate to burn the book. Do you understand what I mean? If the plot has been rather intense and gorgeously complicated, and then the ending is disastrous and evades the plot completely. Like, she woke up and it was all a dream, or, and the bad guy suddenly died and all the problems disappeared as if by magic and they lived happily ever after. Plotline bullet dodge. They stepped away from it, out of the line of fire, because they were scared of the consequences and didn't think that they could do their ending justice. What you people sometimes refer to as a cop-out. I hope that made sense. It was perfectly logical in my head. Right, what was the next part? Suggestions! This should be fun. You can probably predict what I'm going to suggest to you, but whether or not you'll approve is a different story. Does the title Lady Sylvie and Her Mongrels mean anything to you? That book is essentially the Rainsworth Bible. I'm not even exaggerating. We've all read it numerous times. The Rainsworth average is 57, I think. 57 times to read it, yes. Which both my mother and grandmother have exceeded. And myself, I'm almost at 42 times, but I've got years to catch up to them and overtake them. I will beat grandmother. I will read it more times than her. You can bet that I will, despite what she says. I do not lose to her. I do not admit defeat. Ever. How many times did you read it again?
102.
106! That's fine! I can do that! Anyway, yes, recommendation. I recommend it a lot. It teaches you valuable life skills and allows you to take control of situations with your head held high and his knees on the floor as he worships the ground you walk on. Can you imagine it? Can you? I can. And I live it. Because Sylvie showed me the way. I will never be stepped on. I do the stepping. Just like she steps on the backs of the men and drives them so wild with desire that they beg her to continue stepping on them. And she does it. In heels. It's the best.
Sharon, maybe you should sit down for a minute.
Would Sylvie sit down for a minute?
No, she probably wouldn't.
Then I won't sit down for a minute.
Okay. I'm gonna go and eat something. Are you planning on just standing there in silence? Sharon? Sharon? Hello? Okay then, I'll leave you to it. Yeah.